All right, how's it going? This is a late night video here. Thought I'd get this light straight here. I wanted to take a minute to, and I bumped into this article by accident. The Foo-fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins, guy was 50 years old. All right, I seen an article that he passed away. All right, and I'm wondering, a guy so young, and these guys are fairly young, okay, young slash middle age. So I did some research on this guy. All right, they had a couple of drummers before him, and this guy had, they didn't announce it, but it was all the ingredients of a drug overdose. When they found his body, okay, and I'll tell you about that in a second when I say they, all right, these are paramedics, all right, they found about 10 substances in their body. Now, the Foo Fighters were a popular group in the early 90s. I knew who they were, all right. I didn't realize that they had a big hit until I saw this article, you know, about actually like the music or the song that they made. I think they made one big hit. I forgot that one song and all that, okay. But when I found out just recently they were going to get back together and start doing tours, and they just finished doing what they call limited residency here in Las Vegas, I believe in January. You know, I was elated, you know, so, you know, you could talk about certain guys in your age group and all that, okay? But I'm really shocked, like right after these guys start touring and all that, again, that he passed away. Now, he was in Colombia, in Bogota, when they found this man dead, and the active ingredients that they found in Hawkins were benzodiazepines and opioids, as well as THC. That's the main ingredient in marijuana. So I'm thinking, was this just a combination of drugs, or maybe was he able to lace all this in marijuana? I believe it was just a combination of drugs. Now I want to talk a little bit about these what opioids do. Okay, they're basically like painkillers. All right, and this benzodiazepine. Okay, I'm gonna say that for short. That they do things like for antidepressant and some other things like alcohol. It repels you from drinking alcohol and some other things. Okay, prevents you from having nausea and vomiting. It could do several things, but too much of this stuff, number one, can shut down, all right, your brain system and your nervous system. And for opioids or whatever, okay, it can make your heart stop, all right. It's got properties in it pretty much to put you in cardiac arrest, all right, in large doses. And I think that's what happened, okay. My theory is he probably had a hot dose in Colombia. And I said this before when I made that video about Tiger Booty, that they have drugs that are so potent that, you know, people that come to those countries or whatever, they cannot deal with the potency of these drugs. And I wouldn't be surprised if they gave them a hot dose on purpose, okay, that this stuff, their body cannot deal with. I've seen that happen before, okay, but with people coming home from deployments, and also from when I was contracted in Iraq, okay, and the system is clean, and they try like a hot dose of cocaine and they end up found dead, okay. Trust me, I've known guys, or known of guys that's happened. It's really, really sad for a man 50 years old, and they're at a point to where they can enjoy their, you know, royalties from the 90s, but then again, they can revitalize their careers. They were probably on the brink of making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if they didn't already do so, okay? And probably, let's say, they're probably at a status where they could probably do, say, 30 to 60 shows and make the same amount of money maybe back in the day when they probably had to do 150, 200 shows, okay? Because they're at a tier one status. They probably, you know, enjoy raising their children, and I don't know, they probably got young ladies or whatever, okay, after them. And, you know, this guy fell short, okay? So But it goes to show that, I mean, these are all elements that he probably had issues with drugs. And I said this before, that a lot of these guys are successful, and women, you know, they do have some serious problems, okay? They do get strung out. But I just think that if you've been doing it long enough, as on top of or as well as having a drug problem, you know, you do it all them years, it's eventually going to get to you, okay? Because you don't have the same heart at 50 that you did when you were 20 or 30. So let this be a cautionary tale. You know, that's one thing that I do address here, from staying away from these type of drugs, you know, even weed, okay? The overindulge in that stuff, okay? I mean, drugs are not good for you to use at all, except their medical purposes. And even if you do smoke weed, and I'm gonna leave you with one final thing. With weed, it should be either medical or you use it in moderation if you decide you want to do it recreationally, okay? They have several states, particularly out here in the West,